if there were common trends for salespeople who typically never get anywhere and always have problems, what would they be? And why do you need to know? This is an important question. I'm Sylvan Bell, coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button. Today, fair warning, is going to hurt some feelings for some salespeople, and it may be you. And one of the things that will happen is a company will call me and they'll say, hey, Scott, I want you to come work with my group. And it doesn't matter the industry, car, automotive, insurance, finance, in-home sales. And there's always this guy. And it tends to be a guy. I don't really I can't think of a time where I've ever had a female person have this type of a problem. And it is the unique guy. And so what will happen is, let's say that I've got a room of 10 salespeople, and I'll say, hey, sales guy, it's time for you to role play. And he'll come up with a story. And the story will be like a huge deflection on why the sales training that's being taught doesn't work for them. It'll be like all the reasons why they can't do it, all the reasons why they shouldn't do it, and get this. Their answer to everything is, I make most of my sales on follow-ups. Okay, sales guy, unique sales guy, what are your numbers? I don't know. Like, well, what are you? Time out. You're telling me that you close deals and you make them happen and you do everything through follow-up. Tell me your numbers. I don't know. Okay, what's your average sale? Don't know. Don't know your closing rate. Don't know your average sale. Don't know time on call. Don't know anything. But when it comes down to it, it's all a story about unique. Now, this sales guy, hands down, is a salesperson that can hardly ever be saved. Hardly ever. Because what happens is, in their mind, they're like, if I could stack up all these reasons why I don't have to role play, why I don't have to practice, why I don't have to use the process, it just means that I don't have to do it. And unless you have very strong ownership, management, or training skills, this person very rarely ever pulls out of this process. And sometimes it's a deflection. They're like, hey, look, there's other salespeople in the room, and I don't want to show them what I'm doing. Well, the numbers that this person produces is typically and almost every time around 18 to 25% closing rate. Closer to the 18, closer to the 20, very rarely around that 25%, but they're unique. Like, you can't really pin anything down on them. You can't have a conversation with them. You can't interact with them. And everything kind of seems like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. It's kind of a joke. And it's like this standoffish arrogance. Nothing ever happens. And so if you are a business owner, if you are a sales manager, if you are some sort of a trainer, you have to recognize this person for what they are. They're the same type of person who's going to ask a whole bunch of questions for no reason so that they can tie up time for the team and not ever get to what needs to be done. They think like they have a charm. It's like really weird. You will meet this guy. Like I said, it's almost always a guy. And they think that they've got this amazing charm with people, and they don't. And if you're thinking about somebody on your team and you're like, it makes sense. Now, this person is usually okay with people, and if they're in a technical skill, they're usually okay with fixing stuff, but they're not good at closing the deal. They're not good at asking for the business. They usually have like this wacky personality. They usually have like these inherent traits that usually lead to no sales. All story, no sales. So unique guy, asbestos underwear day, I'm going to give it a number. 9 times out of 10 can't be saved. Right? If he's in a sales position, probably shouldn't be in a position. If he can fix stuff, put him in a position that fixes things. But if you're expecting this person to flip it around and make some deals happen, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. They're going to have about an 18 to a 25% closing rate. They're going to fluster the entire sales team because there's always a reason why they can't do it, or they shouldn't do it, or they're unique enough that their experience allows for them to not have to sell the way that everybody else does. Hardly ever able to fix this guy. There you go. Feelings hurt delivered to you today by Scott. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you will get an update. This is Scott Bell Consultant, sent another fantastic video, probably from a cool location. Today I'm in Sacramento, California. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.